Hey my friends, along with my tutorial series, I'm starting a series of videos talking individually about each scale and what the scales are good for, what general feel they have, and what can be played well with each of the scales, because some lend themselves better to collaboration than others. And this particular scale is my first Ravs II that I purchased about a year and a half ago from Andre. They do make this scale still, but only in the vast version. There's no vast 2 version of this except in B. And this is the deepest scale that I have. It's an A Rus. And this one by far has a completely different feel than the other scales that I own. This is a little more pensive, and you have access to a major and a minor feel in it. So if you think about how the D major scale sounds, this kind of has that feel when you exclude the center A, but when you're using the center A, it completely changes the tone. So let me give you an idea of the scale. I'll play through it a couple times, just up and down. Then I'll play the chords in order, so you have an idea of that, and then we'll go from there. So let's take a look. Alright, the A Rus scale sounds like this, with the notes played in order. Now, played as chords or partial chords, this is what it sounds like. As I was talking about before, playing the center note, the A, and then moving around the scale gives you a very minor feel, so I'll demonstrate how that sounds. Now, doing the same thing with my right hand, I'm going to create a completely different, more major feel, and this is just playing the bottom note of this scale. Back to A. So depending on what you're using for the central tonic note, you can very much adapt this scale to other instruments. I have a few songs with the band The 0 and the 1 that make use of this. One of them goes like... And if you're avoiding that center note again, you can play almost in a major scale. It has the minor flair to it, but it's almost major. For me, the A Rus scale is very good for fast playing. It doesn't muddy the notes when you're moving around very quickly. I'll give you an example of that. There's no muddiness to it. It's very clear, and it forms pretty nice chords as well, just with the amount of sustain. So this one fits my playing style very well. I can't really speak for the Anolio or some of the normal bass, but this particular one is great for fast playing, and it's still resonant enough for slow movements as well. For me, even though this is an 8-note scale, the Rus offers a variety of tones and feels to it that lend itself very well to guitar. I have multiple songs that I've said with the 0 and the 1 on this Rav, And it allows you a lot of freedom because the notes, there is some harmonic coupling. There's this C at the bottom is also, the octave is there. And this center note resonates this note. So there's a lot of dynamics to this. It's a very rich, full sound. And I actually prefer this one over the B Rus, although that one's great as well, I'm sure. Again, this is really great with guitar. It sounds good with piano. I've tried it with the violin as well, because violin tunings are adaptable, obviously, but it sounds great with this. And again, you have that major and minor feel available to you, so you can kind of meter your playing based off of the chord changes that you have. The next scale that I'll be reviewing and talking about is the B Celtic minor scale, which is another favorite scale of mine. I say that about all of them. But that one has a completely different feel than this. I hope this was useful in you deciding what Rav suits your playing style and suits your taste and collaborative taste as well. Stay well, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.